A couple things I want to talk about. What I'm doing now. I do real estate now, and I also have a nonprofit called Building Blocks, where I go speak to kids in the community to kind of give them hope, to inspire them, to give them motivation, to show them that I'm a product from where they're from, and that if you want to be successful and do good things, you can. Because I have the same obstacles and things that they are facing right now. I dodge the same bullets that they're dodging right now. I was in danger every day like they were. So I like speaking to them and giving them hope that it's a possibility you can be successful, and helping them with a lot of the naysayers and people that try to push you down when you're trying to do good. Give them tips and techniques that I use that help you get through all of that. I want to give you a little story about my journey to becoming a professional basketball player. I was always dreaming as a youngster of playing in the NBA. There was one thing that kind of got in the way. I was a little short. I was always a decent basketball player, but I was just a little short. And I just never got the recognition as a youngster coming up in junior high and high school. Never was mentioned. Coming out of high school, I was about 5'10", 5'11". Never got any Division I offers, Division II offers. Partly no one was really interested. Everyone thought I was a decent ball player, but, not good enough to play for a college for a scholarship. So I decided I wanted to go to Augsburg because it was close to home. I could stay here, still stay with my parents, get an education, and continue to play basketball because the love was still there. When I got to Augsburg, Coach Allen, I remember those words, and again, my dream was still playing in the NBA. I still believed it. It wasn't done yet. I wasn't ready to move on from that yet. I was growing, I was getting stronger, and I remember him in a meeting saying, and which is a good message, he wanted us to focus on getting an education, being a professional in the business world. He wanted us to go to class. He says he does not produce professional basketball players. He produces business players. So, in the worker world, that kind of stuck in my head because I was one of the ones, I didn't want to listen to that. I was like, I'm still a chance. So, things just kept progressing. I kept getting stronger. So I wanted to test my talents in the summertime and play against better competition. Division I talent, some pros. And I noticed that I was holding my own. So I come to my second year, I'm still getting better. I said, well, I think I need to transfer. I need to go to a bigger stage so I can be seen. And at the time, my father, he was telling me, no. And my advice to the youngsters is to listen to the older people because they have wisdom. The movie of life that we're going through, they've seen it before. They can kind of tell you the ending of the movie that we're going through. They've seen these things before. And my dad was kind of quiet by nature, and he was really, didn't want me to leave Augsburg. And I was saying, well, man, no one's going to see me. It's a small school, it's a small gym. And he was saying, please, son, just don't move, don't go anywhere. And I had, at the time I was talking to other schools, and they were telling me, yeah, come on, the guy that you were playing against, that's our best player. So you do the math and you think about it, a scholarship. And I'm thinking, I got student loans. My parents are working, and no one knew at the time, but, my parents were so, they were so focused on getting me through college. They were both working 2 jobs. They were actually working during the day. We had a game. Sometimes in St. Peter, we had a game. My parents would come to the game tired. After the game, most parents, they went home and went to bed to get ready. My mom went to the Star Tribune to clean overnight. So that's probably where I got my hard work and my determination from, is just from seeing that, growing up seeing that. That's just what you think is normal. You see your parents just working so hard and dedicated, that's what you think is normal. So back to my dad's telling me, don't go anywhere, stay here. They'll find you, just be patient. So time goes on. I decided, I want to stay. I want to get an education. I don't want to go to another school, sit out of here. Who who knows what the coach is promising me right now. I know for sure I'm going to get playing time here, so let me just stay here. Okay, Dad, I'm going to stay here. Thank you. So, junior year comes around, I still keep growing and getting stronger and stronger. I'm working out harder, and I'm starting to play a little bit better against, tougher competition in the summer leagues and the pro-am leagues. And then one day comes, the next thing comes is my senior year, scouts start coming to the game. At the time, my friends were sprinkled throughout the crowd, and after the game, they were excited, like, man, Milwaukee, they were here, the Bulls were here. And as my dad was hearing this, he never came to me and said, I told you so. He just kind of looked at me and kind of looked away, like, with the words of, I told you so, but without actually saying it. So one thing led to another. Scouts started coming my junior and senior year. It was kind of like a buzz. Scouts were wondering, who's this kid putting these numbers up at this small school? Word travels. If you're doing the right thing, people will find you. So they come in, and the first thing to become an NBA basketball player, especially if you're at a small school, is you have to go to the pre-draft camps. Mind you, there are millions and millions of basketball players that want to get drafted to these camps. The first one was Portsmouth, and it's only 64 players out of the country. And they always take the guys from North Carolina, those are the first guys that get selected to get a shot to go to Portsmouth. And Portsmouth is, you imagine this being a court, all of you guys are scouts, coaches from every single team, just watching us play every day for 3 or 4 days straight, all the scouts. So you walk in and there's a court. All the scouts were there. I wanted to get to that camp. I had an edge at the time, my senior year, and they denied me. They said, well, he's probably a good player, but he's at a small school. He's not playing against anybody. He's just doing, he's doing great because he's not playing against tough competition. And really, Division III basketball is competitive more than what people think it is. So they wouldn't let me in. It was getting closer and closer to the time in the camp, but I still stayed working. I kept working. I just felt a break was coming. I was getting here early, going to class, working out between class, after class, going to lift weights, had my coach meeting for shooting, all those things. And my break came. Someone got hurt that was invited to go to the camp. I can remember my agent. It was almost like a scene from a movie. My agent running across the campus, yelling for me. And he was a jokester at the time. He was like a funny guy. And he's like, pack your bags. You gotta leave tomorrow to Portsmouth. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? They said no. They were, they kind of had harsh words, because at that level, they're really blunt to the point. You can't play. You can't do this. And they were really stuck on not letting me in. I remember the guy's name. He played for Iowa, J.R. Koch. He was supposed to go to camp. He got hurt. He couldn't attend. So they had one spot left out of the 64. And there was one guy that was pushing for me, Yale Dosey. He was pushing for me to get into camp. He's the guy that discovered Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. He's a small school guy. He's on the board. Older guy. They love him. But they overruled him this time. And they said, okay, Yale, we have one spot open. JR got hurt. Let's let your guy in and see what he can do. Yale says, thank you. So Yale calls me. I get there. And, one of the first people I saw when I got there, he's saying, I saw those tapes. I know basketball. You're going to make me look good. So I sat there and I watched some of the games, because I wasn't the first game. And I was sitting there kind of actually upset because I felt that I couldn't get one of these spots. I felt that my talent was good enough to get on one of these spots. Well, the next day, my game started. So many different things. My experience here at Augsburg came into play because at that time I played many different positions. They were putting me through ringers to try to write me off. to say, oh, we knew it. He's from Division III, can't play. We knew it. There it is. Every obstacle they put me through, I would succeed. They would say, okay, well, now guard the point guard. Not knowing that at times I would have to guard the point guard. Okay, well, go guard the center now. Okay, well, run the offense this way. But they never, ever stumped me. Well, long story short, I ended up being the best player at that camp. The #1 player at that camp. After that was all said and done. And then the rest is history. One thing led to another. Teams started to bring me in. I had so many workouts because teams thought that, it was a fluke. So everyone wanted to see me. And at that time, I had no position to say, I'm not showing up for this workout or that workout. Every day the phone was calling. Indiana would call. We want to see your guy. I had to get on a flight. Then New Jersey would call. Then this team would call. I'm at pretty much every single team. How I got drafted was the Lakers called in. And they had me work out. They brought in a guy that they wanted to draft. But they said, well, let's see what you can do against this guy we're going to draft. I did very well against him. And sat down with Phil Jackson afterwards. And I remember him laughing and saying, you did a good job today. You had a lucky workout. And I said, lucky? He was like, yeah, you got lucky today. And he was kind of a jokester, kind of a little, Zen master. And I said, okay, Mr. Jackson, if you think that was luck, then that's fine. I can shoot some more if you want me to. He said, no. You want to leave on a good note, so let's, be lucky and we'll see you soon. So they let me go. It's getting closer and closer to draft time. My agent calls me again and said, we need to fly to LA again. I said, I just worked out last week. He's like, they want to see you again. He said, let's do it. So I go out again. He says, you got lucky last time. Well, long story short again, I had even better workout this time. I don't even know if I missed a shot this time I went for this workout. So he started laughing and joking with me, and then I never thought that they would draft me. Because at that time they had so many players at my position, didn't understand the how NBA teams are ran. That you draft younger guys because old ones can move out and the younger ones will be seasoned and so on and so on. So watching the draft, the one team I'm thinking is not going to draft me. Lakers end up drafting me. Next thing, winning championship, the rest is history. But now I want to really get into what it means to be successful. And I never really measured success on what anyone else thought. I measured my success on writing down the things that I want to achieve and do and accomplishing those things. And not really worrying about what this person believes is successful or that person believes is successful. I've felt I was successful because I could go back and say, I wrote this down, I wanted to be here at this point, or I wanted to accomplish this, and I did it, so I felt like I was successful. Another thing I want to talk about is some of the things that helped me succeed, some of the people that were in my life, and then some of the tough times. Because a lot of times people see the end result and they think that everything is just fine and dandy throughout the journey, but it's not actually that. It's how you deal with them that makes it seem that way. First thing, some of the things that help me succeed, and these aren't in any order, is my family and friends. Like, I had a good support system. I had great surrounding people that really nurtured me, really took care of me, really helped me succeed. My family, they were everything. They were my biggest fans. They would break a leg for me. Like I said, my mother and father working 2 jobs, coming, sneaking in some time and watch me play, and then not going home to go to bed, but going to work. But that was crazy for me to see that. My friends supported me and helped me make good decisions, and when there was trouble around, keeping me focused and saying, nope, let's go this way, you got a game tomorrow, or let's go this way, or, whatever it may be. My faith in God is one of the main things, is that through all this up and down, when it really changed and when I really got relaxed was when I did get invited to that camp. And I said a prayer, and I remember just being so stressed, saying, God, just take me where I'm supposed to go. And I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to work as hard as I can. Just take me where I'm supposed to go. And God took me there. Another thing that helped me succeed is my humility and the quiet confidence that I had. With all the naysayers and people that were against me, my humility helped I gained fans. I gained people that was in support of me. I gained people pulling for me that would kind of block out a lot of the naysayers. You know, one of the stories I always tell is a girl I was dating while I was in college. My senior year, I had met her parents, and she had, her parents was, said, she tells you, you play for Augsburg, and, we would like to come and see you play, and let us know when you guys play a, opponent that's not so good, maybe they'll let you play. And I was thinking like, all right, I wasn't going to say I'm going to play, but, they were saying, maybe you'll get some playing time, so let us know that game. Okay. Didn't say anything. Just kind of like, all right. But the week later, I did a photo shoot on top of the science fair with the backdrop of the city behind me. And the article is saying best player on the stage, and who cares if the Gophers are across the street, he's still the best player on the stage, yada yada, whatever. And then I come and I run into her parents again. A few weeks later, they had saved the article. And they had saw me and they, we need to talk to you. I'm like, oh wow. So I'm like, yeah, what's going on? And they pulled the article out, they put the article down. They said, well, why didn't you say anything? And I'm like, what do you want me to say? I mean, and they were, so they give me this speech and they say, well, that you're a very humble man. Your parents did a good job with you, and just started giving me confidence. But I said that helps. People get behind you when you don't have that arrogance or that you have that quiet confidence, where you have confidence in your ability, but it's not overflowing. Now I want to move into some of the tough times. I don't want to take up too much time. Through all of this, there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, tough times. One of the things that got me through it is prayer. Like I would pray all the time, like, just get me through this, give me the strength to get through this, give me the wisdom, just what's going on. I would pray. Thank God for my abilities, thank God for what I have, but I would pray. Another thing that I would do is I would give. Like I would take the focus off of me and I would give, whether that be donate time, whether that be donate money, whatever it is, I would always focus on something else other than what I'm going through. I'm going through a problem right now, but I always try to take the focus off of in helping others, donate to this charity or whatever that may be, because a lot of times it opens your eyes to the situation that you're in, and it always did that to me because it helped me put things in perspective to say, what I'm going through right now is really not that important. What I'm going through right now is really not that big of a deal. There's a lot of people that would love to trade places. And my pastors always tell me this as I was playing in the NBA, is that the saying is you go through tough times. You don't stay in tough times. It's called you go through it. So it's almost like a car wash. You pull up to a car wash, your car's dirty, you go through, you get wet, you get muddy, and then you get blown off by the dryer, and then you come out, and you're good. You go through. So I always kind of had that mentality of that this is just temporary, and I'm just going through it. Another thing that helped me is once I figured out that the tough times season you, they help you, they educate you, they give you knowledge. You have to embrace it that I'm going through this tough time because I'm supposed to be learning something. There's a lesson here to be learned, and I always get super focused when there's a tough time that I'm going through, is that there's something here that's going on. There's something here I need to learn. There's something here I need to through my process of trying to get drafted, I had a great camp. I had all 20 great workouts. It was time for the next camp to be held, and I was a person that had to go to every single camp. There wasn't anything I could miss. The guys that play on TV, they see them play on TV, they have enough tape on them, so they don't have to go, they can skip camps. I couldn't skip any camps. It was gonna be a negative against me if I did. I ended up getting hurt, spraining my ankle at one of the workouts. And it was bad. And I was thinking, I'm not gonna get drafted. All these teams are calling, I'm gonna miss this major workout, I'm gonna miss this major camp. It's over. It's over. But what happened is the camp that I missed, it was the worst camp ever. Every single person at the camp played terrible. Everyone did. No one played well. It was bad lighting, it was bad shooting, there was guys getting injured. Everyone at that camp, their stock dropped. But when I look back on it, mine didn't drop because all they had on me was the last camp, all those workouts. I was hurt. They didn't have anything. They couldn't write me off just yet because everyone wanted to write me off. Everyone wanted that bad game, that bad performance to say, see, he's from a Division III school. We knew he couldn't make it. They wanted that. But I look back and I said, I got hurt so that I wasn't exposed to playing bad or not having a good performance or whatever the case may be. So I thought about it that through that tough time, I was thinking it was over. But through the tough time, I was also learning that sometimes God protects me from things that I don't see coming. It's all a plan. It's all going to happen. It's already stripped out that what's going to happen. And so I just went with the flow. And I used all of those things when I'm going through tough times. And I want to end on that note by thanking you guys for your time. I'm honored to speak here. I wish all you guys much success. Youngsters, go after your dreams. Don't believe what people are telling you. You can't do it, but you can. Believe in yourself and understand that just push through the tough times. Nothing comes how you expect it to come. If you have a plan, stick to the plan, but just know that you might have to go to option B or option C because it's just not going to work that way that, I'm going to go here, I'm going to do this, I'm going to graduate, I'm going to work this job, I'm going to own this. It just doesn't work that way. You just have to be prepared. You have to stay ready. It's one of the things I did too, is stay ready because you never know when your opportunity may come. I stayed ready by working out when I got denied going to that camp because I felt a break was coming. I wanted to be ready if someone called. And the bell rang, my agent comes running across campus. So I just want to thank you guys again for your time and good luck.